Organization. Okay, we can go back up to the top.
I don't think this bracelet. I'd like to go
I know, I took off my Fitbit.
I did 45 seconds. Sort of coming in on 2. Deep breath, ladies.
What does
You're
that
great.
mean? Oh, good. Today on Studio G, we take an inside look at the girls' UNLV rugby team.
Plus, I got to see how the Clark County School District and the Las Vegas Metro Police Department used this week's holiday to promote roadway safety.
And later, see why Germany is putting a ban on the recently popular car service, Uber. Don't click that button. Studio G starts right now.
Thank you for joining us today on Studio G. I'm Mandy Massa.
And I'm Masley Maslow.
The first Muslim cemetery is set to be built right here in Las Vegas, which is causing some uproar in the community. Recently, an appeal was set to stop this construction, but was declined Wednesday. Currently, there is no cemetery for the Muslim residents, and there are around 18,000 Muslims in the valley. The last effort to build a cemetery for the community was back in 2012, but was shut down after a fire that was caused by an unknown source. It is suspected that the fire was the result of a hate crime.
The Pentagon is in hot water after the recent loss of crucial military weapons and vehicles totaling $500 million. The large-scale loss includes firearms, ammunition, body armor, in addition to Humvees, helicopters, and drones. This area of Yemen is heavily populated by rebels and members of terrorist group Al-Qaeda. Due to the dangers faced of Yemen, the U.S. recently closed its embassy and fears this equipment has fallen into the wrong hands.
A man was taken into custody yesterday after he shot and killed another man at a Mesa, Arizona motel. He then went on a shooting spree that left 5 others injured. The motive behind the attacks is still unknown, and police are currently investigating. The gunman appeared before a judge earlier today, where he was charged with murder and attempted murder. His bond is set at $2 million.
Last week, we brought you a story on a game called Donkey Ball in Pahrump. In case you missed it, it's a game where students play basketball while on donkeys. This game is played around the country in high schools to raise money for various charities. This week, a high school in Wisconsin playing donkey ball is getting some questioning on the well-being of the donkeys.
The crowd is laughing and everyone thinks it's funny because the donkey won't move. It's actually their reaction to fear.
That's Jessica Kilty, and she says donkey ball is inhumane and even created a petition against the game. Animal rights advocates claim that these donkeys can only carry about 20% of their body weight on their back. That's about 100 pounds. The company leaders at Donkey Ball claim that the donkeys can carry 50% of their body weight on their backs, which would be closer to 200 pounds.
Anyway, form or fashion, the donkeys always win, is an old donkey basketball saying.
The biggest takeaway I want for people is for them to be able to take a step back and take a look at the big picture and be able to try to understand that although they're animals, they still, they encounter fear.
Kilty's petition now has over 7,000 supporters, but donkey ball is a tradition loved by many and doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon.
Yesterday, the Hank Greenspun School of Journalism hosted an internship fair with media outlets from around the valley. Check it out.
Nothing beats face-to-face contact. If you're looking to get a job, the number one thing is networking. You have to meet and greet, shake hands to get to know people, and this gives the students the opportunity to do that.
I like it firsthand where you meet them in person and you just leave a deep impression to them, leave a great impression to them, that you're hungry for that job, for that spot. You see like the fire in your eyes.
So we are looking for our interns to come in and know how to write press releases, learn how to clip media and do media coverage for a lot of our clients. So.
All sorts of organizations came out. These are our community partners who support our students with internships year after year.
Do we hit it off? Do you think it's something that the student would be interested in? Are we interested in the student? We're just looking, and we'll reach out to those individuals, and we'll see who reaches out to us, and hopefully we can make a connection and give someone a really great experience that helps to form their career direction.
I do get some gratitude from students that say they really appreciate the opportunity to meet people, but the most gratifying thing is when the students land an internship or a job. That's the ultimate goal, is a career.
For more information on internship requirements for the journalism program, visit journalism.unlv.edu/internship. I think that I noticed some Studio G alumni on there with real jobs, so
yeah, that's
good.
awesome. I mean, that's kind of the whole point, but
yeah. Did you go?
I didn't go. I'm actually doing an internship right now.
Oh, I actually got my internship at the internship fair last semester, so highly suggest going.
I definitely think that interning is like the best way to meet
Oh
people.
yeah, definitely.
Coming up after the break, Chelsea Bagel sits down with Karen Purvis, the creator of a new program to assist parents with helpful hints on how to raise their children. Stay tuned.
Nearly 3,000 abused and neglected children live in foster care in Clark County because they cannot live safely at home. The CASA program is here to help these children live in safe, permanent homes. By volunteering with CASA, you can make a difference by becoming the voice for these children. Applying now at casalasvegas.org.
Football is my second favorite. We take kids on hikes, we take them to the Springs Preserve, we take them on career exploration field trips, so they're going everywhere in our city and our community to see what is out there for them. What we want for the kids in our programs is the same you would want for your own kids. To learn more about the program,
I used to have to do things, bad things, just to get by.
I was scared to come home sometimes. The gang knew where I lived.
Mommy said she couldn't afford it, but I want to be a singer when I grow up. I like singing.
I'm not afraid anymore. My life has changed.
My dreams are coming true!
I realize now that my world is so much bigger.
Welcome back from the break. Many people struggle with parenting. This long-term process takes time and practice. That's why Karen Purvis offers her professional experience to local residents.
The thing that I like the most really is that she gives a ton of, she cites where she's learned things from. There's so many studies, that she can point to.
The program itself, we're in our pilot study the first time it started, so the classes just got underway in January, and I've been creating the program since around November of 2013. And as I thought about it, I didn't have the greatest childhood and upbringing, which has affected me throughout my life, and I thought if there's one thing I know it's the pain of not having security.
Joining us now is the creator of Secure Parenting herself, Karen Purvis, to tell us more about her program. Thank you so much for coming on today.
It's really my pleasure.
So we saw a little clip of what your program is about, but can you tell us a little more?
Well, it's the first of its kind program in the world, and I really thought there would be other programs like this that I could join, but when I found that there wasn't, I wanted to go ahead and create this. And what it really is a program for parents of toddlers, or we say between ages 20 and 40 months, and both the parents and the toddlers come to an 8-week session, 2 hours per week, and the parents are in a parent education portion with myself and another co-facilitator who is a parent, and the toddlers are in a second room or second portion where they're cared for by toddler care facilitators. And then at the end of the session each week we bring the toddlers back with their parents so we can work on the concepts that we covered that week.
That's awesome. So it's not just the parents coming in, it's also the little toddlers as well, so they can work together.
Absolutely, and it's 100% free, so it's the parent education class is free, as well as the child care while the program is happening is free, and so it's wonderful that we can provide this for community residents.
And what inspired you to create this program?
Well, like I say, I really feel that once I found the research, once I found that there's so many problems that happen later on in life as a result of children not having what we call a secure base or really feeling a sense of security, that actually literally there are correlations with obesity, there are correlations with poor grades in school, there are correlations with actually crimes, violent crimes, divorce rates. There's unbelievable correlations that come from this particular, either getting this or lack of getting this in early childhood. And once I found that out, I thought there's nothing more important that I can do with the next 20 years of my life than commit to this type of project.
So what does it mean to you to help out future generations with all those problems?
Well, I really feel it's my life purpose. So I've been helping people in the last part of my career. The first part of my career, I helped animals. The next part of my career, I helped adults, and now I'm helping adults and children. So I really feel like I want to impact the world in a positive way, and this is a way that I can impact the world not only in a positive way right now, but that we're going to create children that are going to raise children that will parent in this manner too. So it's really a powerful process.
So you just started helping every organization, now you moved up to your main goal?
Right,
Awesome.
Absolutely, yes.
So how do you think parenting has evolved from back in the past to now?
Well, I think there's been so many changes, and I think generationally we see a lot of cycles where one thing might be popular, strictness might be popular, and then there might be more laissez-faire kind of idea. And I really think the concept is balance, whether it's 100 years ago or 10 years ago or now. I really think there's opportunities for having children feel secure. At the same time, limits are set. So it's not a matter of anything goes, but it's a matter of you can feel whatever you want to feel, but limits will also be set. The parent is ultimately in charge.
And how does your parenting class differ from all the rest?
That's a great question. We focus strictly on the emotional connection. So a lot of parenting classes are about discipline. They're about what language skills should they be developing, what motor skills should they be developing, and they're across the board. They're at later ages. A lot of parenting classes, some are prenatal or toddler, but they don't specifically focus on this 2 to 3 year old range, and they don't specifically focus on emotions and brain development, what's happening in the toddler's brain during this time, and how the parent's language, emotions, and choices can affect the brain development in their toddler. So it's very specific to emotional development in this age range.
And quickly, before we go, I know you mentioned feel-felt, that
Yes.
toddlers like to be feel-felt. Can you explain that to me a little bit?
Right. I think it's the idea when somebody understands you, or just when you're explaining the story, something happened to you, whether it's something positive or something negative, and somebody says something empathetic, where they're like, wow, that must have been really hard, or like, how exciting for you. You know, when someone says something like that, you just kind of get this feeling like they understand me. You know, I matter, I exist. And so that's something that's been called feeling felt. That's a term Dr. Dan Siegel uses, and I love it as well, to have that children getting that feeling, even if they're not going to get permitted to do everything they want to do, that they have that sense of, I feel like you get me.
It's amazing. Well, I wish you all the luck in your pilot studies, and hopefully we'll start seeing your name around with your secure parenting.
Thank you so much, Chelsea.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming down today.
My pleasure.
Well, that looks like all the time we have for today, but if any parents are interested in joining this program, you can head over to secureparenting.org. Now here's Becca Dimmick in the newsroom with the top entertainment stories of the week.
Thanks, Chelsea. I'm Becca Dimmick, and here's what's happening this week in the world of entertainment. We start today with some technology news. The Wall Street Journal reported earlier this week that Apple is rumored to be working on a cable streaming service set to come out this fall. The streaming service would feature about 25 channels and is estimated to cost between $30 and $40 a month and would be available on Apple devices such as Apple TV. With award season coming to an end, Andy Samberg is set to host the 67th Primetime Emmy Awards. The show is set to air September 20th on Fox. This is his first time hosting a major awards show. He's not unfamiliar with them, though, winning a Golden Globe for his 2014 role on the sitcom Brooklyn Nine-Nine and an Emmy for his work on Saturday Night Live. Someone else familiar with award shows, Betty White, is being honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award at this year's Daytime Emmys.
It was the hugest surprise in the whole world. When they called me, I fell off the couch. I couldn't believe it.
This year's Daytime Emmys will air Sunday, April 26th. Shifting gears a bit, March Madness is in full effect, and it seems like no one can escape it. A Chicago-based outplacement firm, Challenger Gray & Christmas, estimated that the total cost of lost workplace productivity from now until the tournament ends could be as high as $1.9 billion. The tournament seems to be getting the attention of everyone, including the president. Yesterday, Barack Obama completed a bracket with his predictions of how the tournament will go. He's predicted the Kentucky Wildcats to win the NCAA men's basketball championship. It's not surprising that the president picked Kentucky to win, considering they've been undefeated with a 34-0 regular season. The Kentucky Wildcats have successfully cemented their place in history as one of the best college basketball teams of all time. But when compared to the 1991 UNLV Runnin' Rebels in a hypothetical matchup, the Rebels were favored by 6 points, according to longtime Las Vegas bookmaker Bob Succi, the director of race and sports for Boyd Gaming. And moving on, this week, Disney announced a release date for their live-action version of Beauty and the Beast. Set to come out March 17th, the film will star Emma Watson as Belle, Downton Abbey's Dan Stevens will play the Beast, and Emma Thompson will star as Mrs. Potts. That's all the entertainment news I have for you today. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Becca Dimmick. Coming up after the break, see how you can get paid through Facebook. You won't want to miss this.
Touch Your Soul. The show consists of basically jazz and a little soul music and pulling in a little chill music too, a lot of groups out of the UK. My style of music will help you open your mind more and open your ears to other sounds and other types of music. The name of the show is Jazz and a Touch of Soul. I'm Langston Carter, your host, every Saturday morning from 8 until 10 on rebelhd2.com.
The show is Latin Nights with Anna. The music is Latin themed. dancing music, like for a Friday night, like if you're going out, while you get ready, you dance to the music that is being played. I would like them to have fun with the music that I play, feel connected to me even though that they don't know me, but that the music that I play for them is what they like and what they want to dance to. My name is Ana and the name of my show is Latin Nights with Ana, and you can listen to me at therebelhd2.com.
The taxi trend Uber is coming to a halt in Germany. The convenient taxi app service Uber enables anyone to become a taxi driver. Through the app, available drivers will pick up riders in their area. A German court banned Uber from running services due to using unlicensed cab drivers. Last summer, the company had a legal complaint against them by a German taxi union. The taxi union called the service unsafe because the drivers are not professionals. The court favored in the union, saying that Uber violates the nation's taxi laws. This is not the first time that Uber has faced a court challenge from France, Spain, and the Netherlands. Taxi unions have sued the block company from expanding. Uber plans to appeal the decision. If you owe a friend money, Facebook is now making it easier to repay your debt. Facebook announced you can now send money to other users through Facebook Messenger. There is now a $sign button at the bottom of the Messenger conversation. Click the button and enter the amount you wish to send the other user. Once you click Pay, the money is transferred. As of right now, the service is only between 2 users, not for businesses.
So far this year, 12 pedestrians have been killed on Clark County roads. 10 of those deaths happening within a 2-week period. Las Vegas Metro Police and the Clark County School District used this week's holiday to draw attention towards the growing problem. And I went out to see what exactly authorities were up to.
District detective hit the streets to promote pedestrian safety this week, wearing a brand new uniform.
We're out here trying to prevent accidents, trying to educate people, trying to make sure that there's no more deaths on the streets.
Detective Thomas Rainey spent his St. Patrick's Day at the corner of Jones Boulevard and Dewey Drive, the exact location where a 15-year-old was hit last month while crossing in the crosswalk. And although they were minor, Rainey says he's seen multiple accidents occur right in front of him.
We had 2 accidents happen right out where people weren't paying attention. The car stops in front, they swerve around the vehicle, and they hit the other vehicle in the other lane.
The Clark County School District and Las Vegas Metro police officers monitored the area and spoke with community members in order to draw attention to the ever-present pedestrian safety issue. And they also handed out citations.
We have written a lot of tickets today, not only just for the drivers, but also jaywalkers and some other different kind of cell phone usage.
Rainey says he and other officers dress in costume to try and get one main point across.
You always got to be aware of your surroundings and make sure that you know what's always around you and be able to stop in time.
And this isn't the first time Detective Rainey has suited up to raise awareness. In the past year, he has dressed as a white-bearded Santa, a Thanksgiving turkey, and even an 8-foot-tall orange traffic cone. The result, he says, is always the same.
Every time I come out here, we ask the people, we never saw you. That's the first thing they say, we never saw you. So imagine wearing normal clothes. I'm wearing this bright green outfit, and they never even see me.
Detective Rainey told me that by dressing up, he hopes to bring attention to the glaring safety problem. Both drivers and pedestrians should pay close attention, share the road, and abide by all traffic laws. So it's a really serious, a big issue that we have out here in Las Vegas, but really, I mean, he's dressed as a leprechaun. So I went out there and they were all pretty lighthearted about it too.
Yeah.
I don't know, have you ever seen them dressed up in there?
I've seen the Santa Claus out and about.
It's probably him.
It probably was, but did you know it's actually, if you're crossing a crosswalk, it's actually illegal for a car to cross it no matter like if you're completely on the other side of the road?
Yeah, I noticed that because he would be, and he would always turn around. I had some footage from him when they would cross before he was all the way. He would turn around and point at him. Like, hey, you gotta wait until I'm to the other side.
I don't think a lot of people realize
I did know that. Coming up after the break, how Las Vegas is taking strides for awareness. Stay tuned.
Through our events, we promote that we are a national service fraternity. We do service to our campus, to our community, to our college, and to our nation as participating citizens. Our cardinal principles are leadership, friendship, and service, and that you can have a great time helping out your local community and your college. We are the Alpha Zeta Upsilon chapter of Alpha Phi Omega, a national co-ed service fraternity.
My show is called Window on the Middle East, and it deals with all the issues that deal with the Middle East. Middle East is a very important part of the world. I grew up in America, and yet I'm from the Middle East. It's a commoner's viewpoint based on experience as well as scholarship. My name is Shervin Mushuri. I'm the host of the talk show Window on the Middle East at the rebelhd2.com.
Did you know UNLV has a rugby team for girls? Reporter Sherelle Moore shows you what it's like to be a girl in the field.
These girls on the rugby team are taking the contact sport to a whole new level.
Being a girl on the rugby team is sometimes tough because I deal with a lot of the guys. For a year and a half I was the only girl, but it's fun at the same time because it makes you stronger. If you're able to take down a guy, you're able to take down any girl that comes your way.
Isn't a really common sport like football or basketball or volleyball, and that it's really different, and I like how there's actually no pads in it like football.
It's the love of the game that keeps our lady rugby players going.
I don't think it's hard to be to play with the guys. I just think you have to, like any other sport, you have to learn it to actually get the hang of it and play with girls or boys. It doesn't really matter.
Recruiting for the team is the main focus right now. Here's how you can get involved.
As of right now, we are kind of word of mouth, so I have the guys send out text messages to girls, go out and ask their friends, people that play sports currently. We also do tabling on the freedom of speech pathway and, tell them, hey, we do have a females team as well, and I also go to intramural sports. One thing I want people to realize is even though it is a tough sport, we don't really have many injuries. It's pretty safe. You don't have any gear, but we train people to, how to take a hit and how to hit people, and it's really fun, and I encourage anyone to go out there and do it.
For Studio G, I'm Sherelle Moore.
The girls will not be starting games until they have picked up enough players. The boys, however, will be starting games in 2 weeks.
Las Vegas is holding its very first 5K for pancreatic cancer. Purple Stride is a nationally recognized organization created to build awareness for the disease. And on March 28th, Las Vegas will take its first stride.
Signature 5K. It takes place across the nation in different cities. This is our first year, so we're extra excited and we're extra enthusiastic. And we really want to make our fundraising goal of $77,500.
A lesser-known fact about the highly unpredictable disease is that it can spread at a very rapid pace. Rebecca Shanahan says events like these will help educate the public.
It draws attention to the disease. It's a day of celebration for those who've been affected by the disease. It's an opportunity for everybody to come together, whether they give all of their time to this organization or only participate in that event. It's all equally important, and it just gives them that outlet to come and feel like they're being a part of something bigger and making an impact on this disease.
Instead of sitting at home and just feeling sorry, I get to meet wonderful people and be part of a bigger picture.
On Saturday, March 28th at 9 a.m. For more information, go to purplestride.org/Las Vegas. So if there's any good place to have an event out here and you want to make an impression, that's Town Square.
That's what I was thinking. Even if people don't know about the event, they'll be there and they'll be like,
Yeah.
"What's going on?"
Oh, yeah. That's a great place to catch a crowd and catch some notice. And it's the first one. There's a lot of 5Ks, but it's nice to know that they're expanding on.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really know a lot about pancreatic cancer.
Me neither.
So that's great. Thanks for watching today's show.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow for our Studio G Live Magazine show. Have a great day, Las Vegas.